Hello again, friends. Dan Alasso, Making History, and today I wanted to talk about the Obsidian Book Club. I think the Obsidian Book Club that I've been hosting this last month or so to discuss Graeber and Wengrow's new book, The Dawn of Everything, has been going really well. I've actually had a bunch of people get in touch with me after the club was pretty much well underway, asking if it was too late to join. And I briefly considered offering another session talking about the Dawn of Everything once again, but I decided I don't want to continue just focusing on that one particular text right now. There are other things in my book queue that I would like to read with a group of people, and if people want to do that and simultaneously explore Obsidian and other note-taking tools, I might consider doing them in the future. I really like this book club idea. There also seemed to me to be a bunch of people in this Dawn of Everything book club who really had wanted to talk about note-taking and personal knowledge management much more than some of the other people did. I sort of put the kibosh on that in this book club because I was aware that many of the participants, many of the people who had signed up to talk about this Graeber-Wengrow book were already quite expert using Obsidian and or already had a pretty well-developed personal knowledge management system that they had worked out for themselves. So I didn't want to presume, and I also didn't want to bore those people or take them off the topic, which the topic that I thought they had come for was discussing this important new book. Now that does not mean, however, that I'm not interested in ideas that people had and wanted to share about personal knowledge management, and it doesn't mean that I don't believe in the value of exploring these ideas in a shared space. So, as I've been thinking about what to do next, that has come bubbling up in my mind again. And so what I'm thinking of doing is running a slightly shorter duration book club in the month of February where we focus specifically on note-taking via Zoom meetings, and we cover the basics of taking reading notes and processing them into insights using the types of tools that we've talked about a little bit already, Zotero and Readwise and Hypothesis and Obsidian. I think I would also like to make an Obsidian published vault covering notes and insights taken from Sönke Ahrens' book, How to Take Smart Notes, and also a couple of the pivotal Luhmann articles that inspired it. And I would like that to include the reactions and the insights of readers beyond just me. So the format that I'm thinking about this time around would be something like this. Would be a new book club vault that focuses more directly on note-taking, and people could develop those ideas and demo their note-taking techniques and workflows in the same types of personal member folders that we've used this time around for their reactions to the different chapters of The Dawn of Everything. Secondly, the texts that we would focus on and that we would read together this time around would be first Sönke Ahrens' short book, How to Take Smart Notes, and then that would be augmented by, as I said, a couple of the pivotal Luhmann articles. Probably the 1981 article Communicating with Slip Boxes by Luhmann himself, and then probably Schmidt's 2018 article, Niklas Luhmann's Card Index, The Fabrication of Serendipity. And in addition to this shared Obsidian workspace, there would be 4 90-minute meetings in February that would probably be made up of 45 minutes of discussion of the readings, and then another 45 minutes where we discuss the stages of this note-taking process. Now, as I'm thinking about this seems to me probably a bit remedial for some of the people who have been participating in the current book club. And I wouldn't discourage any of the current members from joining if they wanted to return to Ahrens and talk about how to take smart notes or talk about either of these articles. Maybe when we do this, I'll specify times during each weekly meeting when we'll be covering particular topics, when we would be covering the note-taking and when we would be covering the article part. And people can tune in to what interests them. It might make sense for some of the users to consider these as 2 separate meetings, one about note-taking and the other about the readings. Although for me, they would be one long 90-minute meeting. Now, I borrowed my university's Zoom to run the last book club. Going forward, I probably shouldn't do that again. I should probably have a Zoom instance of my own. And in order to defray that and some other expenses, this time I'm going to ask members to contribute $25 in the form of 5 coffees on my new Buy Me a Coffee page. Up until now, I've always sort of just put stuff out there in blogs or in websites or on YouTube. I don't think that I'm quite ready to do something like memberships or to try to sell subscriptions to my Substack or anything like that. So I've sort of created this coffee thing as a kind of a toe in the water, a lower impact way for folks to support my content. So if you're interested in this new book club, let me know. I think it might be useful for people who are already interested in Luhmann and Zettelkasten and already have a personal knowledge management system worked out for themselves and want to share it. It's been a year or more since the Rome book club focused on the Ahrens book. I think that was RBC 3. So people who feel like me about the topic may want to revisit that. But also, crucially, this would be for people who are new to these ideas and want to read the Ahrens book for the first time and the articles that inspired it, and then figure out how to adapt some of these ideas to your own circumstances. Now, I don't claim to have a one-size-fits-all technique, but I do spend a lot of my time processing ideas, and I actually also spend a fair amount of time talking to my students about these processes. So I suppose this is a call out to the experts as well. If you have friends or children or students who might be interested or who you've been wanting to introduce to these ideas, encourage them to sign up or gift them a membership to the new book club. So like the previous one, if you're interested, please drop me an email with the following information: your name, your email address, your location and time zone, your permission to release what you write in the vault to the group, it's a shared format, and your agreement to participate in an online public discussion on Zoom that I'll probably publish the videos of at some point, as I did the previous one. Your preference for a day and a time to meet for either 45 or 90 minutes on Zoom, and then suggestions regarding anything that I haven't thought of, because this whole process is still pretty new for me. So send me these responses, please, if you are interested in doing this. And once I figure out where people are, as I did last time, I'll put together a schedule of Zoom meeting times. I suspect that they will be on 4 Fridays or Saturdays during the month of February. So I'm looking forward to returning to these topics and revisiting the Ahrens book and the articles about Luhmann. And I hope people will be interested in joining me. So thanks very much for listening. I will see you again very soon.